Aisha Fuqua was the founding pastor of our church, and I didn't know that until actually I moved my membership here in the late 70s and went to the membership class, and they said Aisha Fuqua was the first pastor, and I said, oh, he's my great-great-grandfather. So he was my paternal grandmother's grandfather. And obviously I didn't know it, but there were stories of him in the family that I had known for many, many years. He came from Virginia with his wife, and the two sons were born here in California, as far as I know. They were the ones that were primarily keeping the homestead going while he was out doing his preaching. So he was a circuit pastor. He rode a circuit from somewhere down around Julian, which is where he lived, all the way up to Taft over a period of probably 20 or 25 years. He was probably in his early 60s at the time that he established the Downey First Baptist Church, or what would become Downey First Baptist Church. And as such, he was probably towards the end of his career of planting churches here in the Southern California area. He established First Baptist Church of Downey as Los Nietos Church originally. The stories that I remember from the family history was that he rode on horseback, and he rode through some very difficult terrain. So he went up across the ridge route before we had really what was a ridge route, and there was really no law in those parts of town. So he always rode with his revolver, and there were times that when he had a bit of more of a rowdy group, not necessarily here at Downey, but in other places, where he would go to the pulpit and place his revolver on the top of the pulpit before he began his sermon. So that ensured a very quiet group throughout the sermon time. And that sort of has followed through in my family. My brother was a resident deputy sheriff up in Yolo County for many years, and he would occasionally preach at the very small church that they had there in Gwenda. And while he didn't put his revolver on the pulpit, he was always in full uniform, so he had his revolver on his side.